Are my glasses straight?
Your glass. I can't go to like 3 films today. I have to do other things.
And he approached me and asked if I wanted to help the film department shoot a documentary, and I said yes.
Access to films outside of what Soviet film industry produced, or few imports from East Germany or Czechoslovakia.
The first movie I ever saw, and it wasn't on tape, was with my family.
We couldn't really see international cinema because of the political censorship.
The Estonian Film Club. I was kind of like an outsider to it as well. Because I heard about it when I went back home to Estonia. And my friend was like, "Oh yeah, we have this, film club. We get together with the art students. I think they get together like every couple of weeks. They go in this. It's called basically the English translation would be like a graphics house. It's like this basement dungeon in downtown Tallinn. I think they were doing it for about a year, and they get together and they watch those films. They usually do 2 films per night. Every time someone picks 2 films, and they talk about the films for to give like a little bit of like a context, why they picked those films, what should they expect, and so on. It's every Friday. They basically sit there and they drink and they watch alternative films.
My high school film club had almost some kind of underground experience. That was an interesting kind of setting. It was the Soviet Union, late 1970s, early 1980s. It was kind of a North Korea light. It was a closed society. We couldn't really see international cinema because of the political censorship. And film clubs were these places where you could see some, not current, but for example, classical Hollywood films. Watching it in totalitarian setting, it was a liberating moment. It's as though we were doing something which is not allowed, and we were so happy that watching some like it hot as something which is completely, non-kosher, and all of a sudden you're doing this, and maybe that's why I came to film studies eventually. Festival in Russia that I usually go to is a Moscow International Film Festival. It is an event with an interesting history. It started in the late 1950s, and in a way, establishing this international film festival was an attempt by the Soviet government to open the country after Stalin. It is a big major film festival with a competition films from all over the world. However, this festival also includes a program about specifically Russian cinema, Russian national cinema, and it's a good place to learn about the new films. We go there every year to basically to work and to meet with our colleagues. I go there because, again, this is my profession. This is where I learn about the most current events, films, meet my colleagues, film historians, film critics. So it is the way of doing research. So Sophie Koser did a project about the new seaport of St. Petersburg. She created a documentary where she gave multiple points of view through interviews. The Journal of Undergraduate Studies of Columbia University chose her essay for the publication. So kudos to Sophie Koser.
I attended, I think, a couple showings at the St. Petersburg Film Festival when I was there. And so I think we all got passes, and we kind of had free reign for the weekend to go and see whatever we wanted. And it was really interesting because they had different showings at different historical locations or different theaters all across the city. Film is something that I believe, and I've read that Russians are quite passionate about. And so being able to go to the Aurora Theater on Nevsky Prospect, or going to any of these theaters around, ballet theaters and everything. And I went to see a showing of a film, and we showed up early because we didn't know how easy it was going to be to get seats. And I just remember all the different people that showed up. It was fascinating. When you first got there, there were the kind of elegant sort of high life. And then you have definitely the film students and the artsy people who, it's their niche. And then you have people like teenagers or like 20-something students who are just going out to watch a movie or like check out something that's a little bit avant-garde. And so we got a real sense of the kind of community.
Watching something like the Galway Film Festival on film is not enough. You have to sort of be there. It's a remarkable atmosphere of artistic cooperation and acceptance and sort of a benign sort of scrappiness that comes with being relatively new to the film scene. Irish cinema is not very old. Many of the original pioneers of Irish-made Irish films are still alive today. You feel like you're doing something historic just by being there, and it's a very welcoming atmosphere. Well, I found out about the film festival from Barnard, and he approached me and asked if I wanted to help the film department shoot a documentary.
The Galway Film Festival, which is the largest film festival in Ireland. I mean, there were some amazing films. What was great is the main venue, the energy created at the main venue, the Court Theater. It's just this cool old building. Everybody's there, and you can just like the mingling that goes on there. And it has a pub upstairs, so you can go up and get your pint of Guinness and take it into the theater with you. That might have been my favorite thing.
There are parts of the world just doesn't make sense to you. I think that makes you more inquisitive, and I think that's what films do as well.
But documentaries kind of fly under the radar, and it's something that I'm actually really interested in. I don't know if I'll ever go into film or anything, but it's something that I would definitely consider working with in the future.
I like film studies because it feels more real, and at the same time has more possibilities that appeal to me.
So I feel like, I don't know, I had multiple affairs with multiple people, and then I found my only one. And I guess film studies is my only one.